And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Y'all, we got something to tell you.
After 5 long, amazing years, a chapter has ended.
And we just sold our van.
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 Our last day with the boy.
We've been at this place a few times where like we've been thinking about selling this guy, but
Right.
never pulled the plug.
Right.
And I think today we're pulling the plug. So this is the shape that it's in now. We were planning on rebuilding it, but we decided, you know what? It's time to go with something smaller, more affordable to fix. A Sprinter is just not making the cut these days.
Right.
For what we want.
Well, we've spent our time in it. We know what it
And-
gives, and we don't need a
Exactly.
long-term haul vehicle anymore.
Exactly.
I remember these back doors being stuck, locked, trying to force them open in Colombia. I remember repainting all this in Colombia. All the beautiful reclaimed arbor, reclaimed wood. Oh my God, a lot of memories in this thing. We purchased this a month before we started our YouTube channel. Think about that. Like this van has been with us like the whole time.
Yeah.
So, wow. Crazy. I feel like we have done so many YouTube outros sitting right on this step.
I know, this is like the
It's
outro
such a comfy
of
little
our
step.
van.
Yeah.
Dude, I was sitting right here filming some video that got me my first hate comment.
Nice.
And I remember because somebody caught a glimpse of my lips.
I like that.
and you know, baby Aubrey, who had never received a hate comment, it mortified me.
Couldn't take it.
It mortified me. And I was sitting right here.
All right, looks like the person who's going to look at the van is here. See how it goes.
I am following Nicholas in the van right now. Got some potential buyers here. We're all headed to the bank because we're selling Morrison. I literally cried when they took it for a test drive. Like, I kind of didn't expect that. I knew I was gonna be emotional, but like, I know every tiny little detail of that van. Like, I know it like I know my own freaking heart. Dude, it is my freaking heart is how it feels.
All right, here he is in his glorious last destination, the Chase parking lot.
We're literally saying like goodbye forever. Bye. Bye, Morrison. We'll miss you. We know you'll make so many new people happy. I'm literally gonna cry. Oh my God. Bye. I love you. There he is.
Oh my God.
Bye.
This is the last time we're going to see that guy. How? How is this real? I don't believe it. I do not believe it. We literally don't have a van, dude.
We're going to again.
No, I know we're going to, but like, wow, end of an era.
So yeah, we literally just sold our van.
The deed is done. This whole process of selling the van has been really emotional and has brought up a lot of memories and has brought up a lot of thoughts that we also just have on like how to do van life well, how to do it affordably, etc. So rather than bring you a vlog today, we wanted to bring you a long form conversation with us. Hope you all enjoy it, and if you do, please let us know because we'd love to do more of these.
Before we jump into that though, we have a quick word from our sponsor, Ana Luisa.
So my love,
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about this company that you rant and rave about.
I
all the time.
really do. And to be
It's no
honest,
lie.
I learn every time we do a video with them,
Yeah.
I learn more about them and I'm more excited
Some
that
nifty
we're
facts.
working with
Right,
them.
right.
Ana Luisa is a jewelry company and as you can see, it is beautiful. This is what we both are wearing actually.
Even look, I snagged one this time.
Yes! He took the little pendant off that it came with and
Right.
he's just wearing the chain.
I'm gonna get some more chains. next time I
Yeah,
get something from
because
Ana
this
Luisa.
looks literally so sick on you.
Thank you, baby.
So cool. You can get just like other chains.
Right.
So I can put, once we get that for you, I'll put the pendant back on and I
Whoa.
can have my necklace back.
Right.
And you can have your special chain.
My special chain, eh?
They make absolutely gorgeous jewelry. Everything I'm wearing right now, all the jewelry at least, is Ana Luisa. They
Right.
sent me in the last one. And one of the things that I really love about them is that they're super sustainability focused. I was not really a jewelry connoisseur before because we lived in a van and it was really hard to
Right.
not have necklaces tangle all the
Right.
time. And so I'm really enjoying diving back into
Right.
jewelry, but I'm learning now, Ana Luisa is really educating me that like jewelry is the whole jewelry industry is responsible for a lot of really bad practices, a lot of just
Wars.
Yeah, that's
Is it
true.
wrong to say that?
One thing that I really love about them is that they actually offset their carbon emissions
That's
fully.
awesome. That's
So
awesome.
they ship you your jewelry, yes, but
Good job, Annalisa.
they've offset the carbon that was emitted from that shipping process.
Another one that should be every company doing it, and
Exactly.
almost none do.
Exactly.
So, like, great job.
So that's
Annalisa.
awesome.
Thank you.
Another thing they do is they use mainly recycled materials. It's their gold and sterling silver that are recycled.
That's incredible.
And it's recycled from like old jewelry and electronic components.
Very cool.
Which is really cool because I'm very worried about like my phone and my computer whenever they're done and I can't use them anymore.
Right,
Where's
tired.
all of that going? Well, into
here.
our jewelry. They also grow their diamonds in a lab, or they like get diamonds that were grown in a lab.
Grown.
So that, is that the proper term?
Definitely not. I love it though. That's awesome. That's a cool visual.
Basically, they're not mining for diamonds.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. They keep their jewelry prices really low. Their pieces start at just $39, and I've not seen a piece on there that's over $200.
Right.
Maybe there's like a set or something that
Right.
is around $100, but that's really the most that you're gonna pay. All this to say, please, if you're on the hunt for jewelry, hit up Ana Luisa.
Don't go anywhere else.
They have a lit summer sale going on right now. It's almost done because the summer is almost done. So make sure you take advantage of that. It's a 20% off site-wide sale. But if you're seeing this video after the summer, because you know sometimes we got slow watchers,
Isn't that the truth?
you can hit up our link in the description box and save yourself 10% off. Either way, use our link in the description box. It helps us
Right.
a lot.
It does.
So that Ana Luisa knows that we were the ones who sent you.
Please do.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ana Luisa. Cheers. Now on to the convo. This is going to be a bit more of a convo today. A
Yes.
combo between the two of us, combo with you guys. Basically, you're the third party around the table. I think that's right.
Right.
I mean, well, first of all, check out our damn room, guys.
I know, it's a jungle.
Sheesh.
A freaking jungle.
We're kind of flexing with our plants today. Right?
I know, it's kind of a flex. I even have my plant glasses.
Yeah. I've got
Here?
my jungle thing. These are like my safari glasses, I feel like.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We're in
I
our...
feel like you know that jungle background noise that you can just picture in your head from somewhere? It's like rainforest
Yeah,
noises.
we're hearing it right now. Exactly. Yeah, you don't even have to press.
I mean, you bought this back in the jungles of Peru.
That's
didn't you?
true. That's true. We're still kicking it in the
This
jungle.
all the rest came from the jungles of the thrift stores around here. You know what I mean?
That's true. We've been hitting the thrift stores.
Anyway,
check
yeah.
out my pants.
Woo!
We're just kind of like giving you little sneak peeks, I guess, in this
Drip check.
we've been dripping ourselves out now that we have some cool thrift stores to be back in
Right.
here in Austin.
We've been growing all of these incredible plants.
Yeah.
I guess we don't really need a tour right now or anything, but you know,
We have some plants.
We have quite a few plants, and this is
is
actually yeah.
Maybe a third of the plants that we have too.
Oh, if that. I mean, yeah, we got quite a few. This is one of the things that, like, since being back in a house, we haven't necessarily, like, shared a ton about plants.
Right.
But, like,
This is
the result of a lot
probably
of-
our latest hobby.
yeah.
Like our biggest hobby, I mean, in the last year.
Yes.
The-
Yes.
The thing that keeps us going,
We
keeps
have
us
just-
growing. I think, yeah, during COVID, I think all of us had something that kept us going, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Give us a little bit of
Yes.
positivity,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Optimisticness.
That's
and
true.
that for me at least was plants. I think
Yeah.
probably for you as well, huh? Just watching them grow.
Could
that
be.
it's given me a lot of purpose.
Yeah,
in the
no,
last year.
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, there's just this like huge vacuum of time of like no matter who you are. Mm-hmm. Based on quarantine for us, it was
Yeah.
like we're no longer doing 90% of what we're doing throughout the day.
Yeah.
So it's a whole restructuring of everything.
Right, exactly.
Got to pick up a new hobby.
Exactly. So, should we like fill them in on what we're doing here?
Yeah, so today we are having a longer chat with y'all because a lot of our videos recently, of course, have just been about the little projects we've been doing throughout this last year and sharing less about our life. And that has been an intentional choice. And that we've been doing this YouTube thing for 5 years.
Yeah.
And for the first 3 or 4 years of that, we definitely felt, not only did we feel like it would be better, we wanted to share about our life. We felt like it would be good for our channel to share about our life. And I think that we've sort of almost felt an obligation for some reason or another.
Yes.
I mean, whether that could be self-imposed, I'm not saying it's not. It could be somewhat outside imposed, but like we felt an obligation to
For
like
sure.
share everything.
Yes.
So the last year has been practice and stepping back investing in random things like these plants, investing in
Yeah.
a lot of things in our life, but most importantly, just sharing a little less. However, we're in a really great place right now and just have so many exciting things going on. We pretty much can't not share. Like, it's like, we feel like we have all of you guys who are like friends of ours that we want to just communicate with and have a chat with and tell about our, our life. So,
But we kind of have some catching up to do.
we have some catching up to do.
Yeah, so like one of the things we want to do in some upcoming videos is dive in a little deeper into some things that maybe you guys have been asking a lot about, maybe we just have been really passionate about or whatever, or been thinking about in the last year and just haven't really shared with you guys. We're both feeling really excited to kind of dive back in a little bit.
And specific to the channel and to like this whole space, whether it be looking at how we maybe some of our videos from when we first jumped into the space and how naive we might have been, etc.
I'm like simultaneously really excited for that episode.
Yeah.
Where we're actually gonna watch old videos and react to them.
I'm gonna be cringing so hard.
But I'm also gonna be cringing. Yeah.
No, but you're the queen of cringe in the best way, and that like you just
Not cringing at myself.
No. That's not at all what I meant. I mean, you love cringe.
I do really love cringe.
And I think that you have a way of like accepting that cringe is a natural part of life.
Oh, 100%.
It's like everyone. Don't tell me you don't cringe at yourself 5 years ago.
No, everybody does. Unless maybe you're like 95.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but then you're just like, maybe you stop cringing at yourself at a certain point. Once you hit like 65, you're just like, I ain't changing again.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, maybe.
But up until then.
I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be 65 and still changing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still going to be looking back at my 60-year-old self and be like, oh my God.
Right. So we'll have some grace for ourselves.
Yeah.
But we will be looking back at old videos of ours in these upcoming videos. But today, it's much more of like what's going on in our life right now because this massive thing just happened, which is that we sold our van. And ever since we shipped back from Argentina, we haven't had a van.
Yeah.
But we've been looking out of that window right back there at this
And
van
seeing our
sitting
van.
there every day.
And I do feel like, I don't know, maybe it was different for you, but for me, every day seeing it outside, it kind of represented a little bit of like, we're going to get it back on the road someday.
Yeah, very true.
Besides the fact that like that van it's not just about a van. It's like this van has been with us through everything.
Yes.
And I feel like I became an adult, a person. I got in touch with my own identity and who I was, not to mention like what we've done with our relationship and like how much we've gotten to know each other.
Yes.
The most life-changing trip of our life, driving down to Argentina. All of that happened in this van.
He's like our
around
third wheel.
this van, literally part of our family.
Four-wheeled third
yeah.
wheel.
Yeah, and I maybe we're gonna play this clip, but I don't know if I don't even think you've seen this clip. Okay. I recorded a clip when you drove away with the van to like test drive with the people who ended up buying it. I was looking at it and watching someone else drive it and being like, I know every inch of this thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not even just that we sold a van. It's like, that is like my home and my heart.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get emotional again. Like, oh my God. Like everything about it, every little piece of rust, every little tiny dent or what, like any imperfection in the whole thing, the smell of it, the smell stayed the same throughout every single build that we put through in that guy, like, and through every other country, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane how that was just the constant throughout so much change in our entire life. And to let that go felt like truly letting go of like this attachment that I had to like my past version of myself.
Totally. Yes.
That's how I felt. How did you feel?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
How I felt, and I think probably after sharing how I felt, we should give a quick rewind into the history of this van for anyone who doesn't know.
Yes.
But how I felt selling it is that truly for me, like I agree with you that it definitely represented that we could get back on the road. However, we might go into this more, but like the model of travel that you're in when you're in a Sprinter is limited. And I think that like it's expensive and it's like, it's a certain kind of travel. And I think that I honestly wasn't really looking forward to that more. Like that very specific thing, like living full time within what I would say is the Americas. Like obviously you can ship your van, but like we just shipped our van. It was tremendously expensive. It was very damaging on the vehicle. which
Yeah.
people should realize more.
Yes.
We didn't even get robbed like many
No.
people do.
No, but that was a very long way to ship it. So it's like by the ocean for months.
Seawater the whole time. And so like I wouldn't ship a vehicle again, personally.
Never.
That's just me.
Never.
I would go, well, I don't plan on it at least. I would go buy something in another country,
Exactly.
right?
100%.
When it comes to this specific vehicle, I was like, I don't want to ship it again.
Mm-hmm.
We've already done North America and a Sprinter for years and years. I really don't, nothing in me is being like, go back out in that Sprinter in North America and go explore more. Like, I was just like, there's a million places I want to see on the road still. There's a million ways I want to explore the North America, the United States more. I'm not saying that we've done that. Just like that, I was done with that. I was like done with that particular kind of travel. And so like, I think looking out at it every day, it almost represented an expectation of me to like get it going again and like keep the dream rolling again. And it's like your dream changes and your dream evolves.
Yeah.
And like we've never been more excited about, we've never known ourselves better than right now. We've never been more excited about like our future, even our future within travel and everything.
Yeah.
And so to me, it felt like holding on to the last chapter.
Yes.
It was time.
Yes.
Like that was perfect. It was incredible. Right.
Yeah. And we knew it coming back from Argentina too.
Right.
So for anybody who may need a refresher or might be new around
Run
here.
that back.
Yeah. So we've been in this van for
Van Morrison.
Van Morrison for 4 years, 5 years.
No, man, girl. So
2017
It's 2017.
is when we. So yeah, 4.5 years.
No, but I think we bought the boy in 2016. We did.
We got married in 2016.
Exactly. I got married in May. We bought him in November. Wow. It's true.
Wow. Anyways.
All right,
okay,
so we bought this
basically
van in
5 years.
2016, and more importantly, we were so young.
Yeah, we were 19 and 20.
No, we were 20 and 21 at the time.
I'm positive that we made a video when you were still 19. Literally, because we have a video titled on our channel, 19 and 20. Like, we were like youngest van lifers, 19 and 21 year
We
old.
might have worked. Yeah, I remember that.
No, I remember.
We should rewatch
I
that
remember
video.
because Eamon was like, "You guys need to title it this." He
Yeah.
was like, "You guys lean into the fact that you guys are the youngest van
Oh,
lifers
yeah,
ever,"
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he is like, "Make sure you put
pretty
it out
good.
before Christian's birthday at that point.
Yeah. That's
before you
funny.
turn 20."
That's hilarious. Right. Okay. Well, there
So
you go.
you were 19 in our van. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Verifiably.
Well, we were very, very young.
We were young. Yeah.
Regardless of, absolutely
Yeah.
true. We were young
Yeah.
cats.
So
And like, well, sorry, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna do the recap.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So we love reminiscing about this guy, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this video is about.
exactly.
You're reminiscing with us right now.
Exactly. So, anyways, so we bought the van. We built it out for the first time. Did a little jaunt. Even took it to Mexico for a few weeks.
Well, but
And
that's a pretty fast forward,
I know because I'm giving the summary.
right?
Give
Well,
it-
we bought. Can I
right,
fill
all
in a
right.
little detail?
Fill in some detail.
Because there's
Let's
like
go.
way like the thing about
Give it
this
a-
guy,
yeah, hit me with
this
it.
van that has been so teaching us has been that it was a piece of crap van. That's the whole thing about it.
That's true.
We
I
didn't
miss
just buy
it,
a van
Matthews.
and jaunt down to Mexico. What is wrong with you? We bought a trash van. A
All right,
trash van.
You know what? Share the Perry story. because
Gladly.
I really
I don't know if
think
we've ever shared
No,
this.
because we weren't making videos when we
this
bought
was,
this van.
This was pre-YouTube.
All right, let's give it. Let's dive in.
All right,
let's
let's
go.
do it. This is good shit.
19-year-old Nicholas
Uh-huh.
and 21-year-old Aubrey
Yes.
are buying a van. We're looking for a van.
I was 1 month. I swear to God, I was 1 month into being 20.
All
I
right,
know this is
maybe you
weird.
were.
No, but
We
my
should look
birthday's
at
in
the-
October. That's what I'm saying.
That's true. We should look at the
No
video
one
title.
but
maybe
us
I'm
cares
wrong.
about this detail right now.
No, I think
Okay.
you're probably right.
Let's
20 and
beep,
21.
beep, fast forward through
Okay.
that detail. We'll assume I was a young man.
Yes.
And so we were looking for a Sprinter van, and we've shared this part before. We got the idea. We want to move into a van and travel.
Yeah.
Just because we were just pretty much, we had just had all the fun we wanted to have with San Antonio, where we
Yeah.
were living, and
Yeah,
the jobs.
exactly.
I mean, as simple as that. Just
Yeah.
like this last phase. Like, I like living like that.
Yeah,
You
100%.
dive into something, you enjoy it, and then in
Yeah.
5 years, if you've gotten the most out of it,
Or in 1 year, which is how long we were in San Antonio.
totally. And like,
Yeah.
obviously, we're pre-kids. We've got a great
Yeah.
support system and a
Right.
great support system in each other. So
We
like,
have the flexibility
we
and
can
freedom
do
to do
this.
that,
I'm not
yeah.
pretending like everyone
Yeah,
can just,
yeah.
what would I like to do now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. Like,
That is pretty privileged.
yeah, it's true. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. However, this is,
Yeah.
we did a few years at this job.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, it's time to move on. So we decide, let's put our money into a van. And I think we had $8,000 because I'm thinking of what was realistic.
That was like our
then.
budget for
I think it was
the
8,000.
price of the van.
We've
yeah.
been saving for like a year to go to Southeast Asia.
Right.
Remember?
I remember that.
But it was a really vague, like, we know we're saving for something dope, but we don't
Right.
really know what it is.
Yeah.
And so we're like, oh, buy a van. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, no, I remember like because this wasn't really a thing that people did very, like I know people did it in the 70s or whatever, but like this wasn't the same situation
The whole,
as
like,
it is
buy
now.
a cargo van.
Right.
Make it, like, furnish it.
Exactly.
Furnishing cargo vans.
Turn it into
right?
an RV
Yeah.
basically and drive
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Right.
And so I think like we were driving back from Austin visiting your family.
Yep.
They were selling their van.
I got a lot of
And-
siblings, and we had
Yeah.
a 12-passenger van.
Yeah, just like
Which, by the way, I wish that was, like, still around.
dude, I know because that's literally the next.
I know.
Spoiler alert, that's like kind of what we want to buy
need
next.
We need one of those old church vans right now.
Exactly. Like, why didn't we do it back then? But anyways, it's all a journey.
It's all a journey.
Anyways, so that kind of gave us the idea of like, oh, we could literally buy that van from your family,
Right.
and because they were probably selling it for like
Nothing.
cheap. It was like not that nice of a van,
Right.
and then we could like turn it into an RV
Right.
and drive around the country. You came up with that idea, and I was like, 100%.
Did I really? I don't even know if I'm
Yes,
claiming that.
I promise you did.
Which is so funny because, like, in our narratives about ourselves, you're the more adventurer one.
Right.
But then it's like, it would be funny if I was the one who actually suggested.
Right. I really think that you did.
All right, I'll take it.
It's
Cool.
very locked in vividly
Very
in my
cool.
mind.
Very
yeah.
cool move.
Yeah. But anyways, so you came up with the idea.
Yeah.
Then we decided,
Instantly right there, that was a great idea.
That's what we were gonna do.
All right, let's start looking tomorrow.
yeah, you had a friend from work who was
Yep.
like, hey, my friend has built out a van before. You
yep.
should connect with him.
Yep.
And then that cat, I'm pretty sure, Brett, who's now out building vans
He's
professionally
building this van
with-
kingdom out there.
with freaking Magnolia
shows,
Farms
freaking-
or
I mean,
whatever.
a
Like,
big shot.
big shot.
Yeah.
He was
Big
like,
dog.
yo, you can get Sprinters. They're dope.
Yeah.
And so that's what gave us the idea to look for.
Yeah,
Sprinters.
because we did a lot of research. Right. And yeah, it was.
Did we do a lot of research?
No, we did like 2 nights of research. And
Literally no research.
Yeah. And we're like, all right, we're buying one.
Yeah.
And so Aubrey hops on the computer. She does.
Mm.
And you go and you. I'm positive you're the one that must have found this van, or was it Brett?
I literally think it was Brett.
I literally think it was
Yeah.
Brett. Okay, our
Yeah.
buddy then who helped us build the van found this van
Yeah.
in Houston that
Yeah.
didn't run, and it was selling for $6,700. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna bring cash. I'll try to negotiate it down a little bit because it doesn't freaking run. But like, I'll try to figure out the problem. They told us it was a fuel pump. A fuel pump had.
And you even got a mechanic to come
So I
out.
got
and look at
okay,
it.
so I went down there, and there's this guy Perry, that's the owner.
Mm-hmm.
And no telling what Perry did, but he had put this van had been flooded or something. Something.
And it had like a
happened.
gash in the back door.
Had a gash like a freaking forklift. A forklift had just impaled the back, stabbed that hoe. And not only that, but we literally kept it that way for a literal year and a half.
long-ass
And we
time.
never truly like did
living
it
in
right.
the cold of winter in
with
Canada.
a hole, a forklift hole, just ching, skewering the back. So anyways, I walk around, I'm like, damn, Perry, there's a forklift hole here, my dude. Like, how did this happen? Because there weren't pictures on Craigslist. And he's like, oh, that's no problem. Don't worry about it. Like, just a forklift. Just, all right, man.
Yeah.
How about we take, 1,000 off or whatever? And the windshield was cracked. So we got it down to 55. I was like, I'm getting a steal. If the fuel pump really is out, that's
Right,
$1,000, but we're fine.
Yeah.
And then Perry was like, I have a guy who can tow it for you. He's my buddy. You just gotta trust me that he'll bring the van to you, pretty much. And I was like, I was such a little kid, man. I was just like so stressed about it.
And I couldn't go with you because like I was
Right.
working or something like that. I don't know. But so you were.
I feel like you didn't want to go.
I'm pretty sure we were beefing because like
You literally didn't want to go. I'm
I
pretty sure.
felt like we were just suddenly on this ride without doing any
Yeah.
of our homework.
Yeah.
And Brett was just like, "You
Ready
want
to
to build
go.
a van?
Ready
Let's
to build a van.
go."
Let's
And
go.
Brett was
Right.
kind of like the driving force. I feel like
to buying that hoe.
He was like, "This is a great deal. This is a steal." Not that it was, not that there was any pressure or anything. Like it was still our decision.
sure.
No, but I think I was a little
You
bit. Like,
boycotted the buy.
I was like, "Oh my god."
She did boycott the buy.
I didn't boycott it.
You boycotted the buy.
I did not.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this one. Only because it's not a you thing to do at all, and I was intimidated, and you didn't want to come play backup. So I just like.
No, because it was. I think it was gonna be one or the other of us, and I remember that you were trying to get me to
Go
go
down.
with Brett
Yeah.
and do the transaction
Yeah,
myself.
chaos.
And
Oh
I
my
was
God.
like, had never met Brett.
Why
and
in the
so-
world? Like, why would it make sense to us to not both go to purchase The van we were about to live in.
I know.
Well, that'll give you a reflection on like how we got ourselves into all this because we are just. I think we are people that like, if it feels right in our gut, we do it and we'll do it instantly just because we kind of know it's right for us. And I mean that's worked very well for us so far. It's why we got together, right? So it's like we got a pretty good track record.
100%.
But certainly when you go that way, you're gonna goof all the time.
Yeah.
You're gonna just be goofing left and right.
Right. That
'Cause
is
you
so
haven't done your
true.
homework.
Exactly.
You aren't there together to buy the van for some
Exactly.
reason. Why?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And the result of that was that this van cost us an insane amount more money because we had to put a new engine in it.
Right. So that's what
We
happened.
did a whole build out without getting it running.
We got it towed
Yeah.
to Brett's aunt's house.
Shout out.
Shout out to
Legendary
Brett's
lady.
aunt. She was legit.
She
Love
still
her.
is. I'm sure she's doing great down
yeah,
there.
Yeah, 100%.
In Fredericksburg. Hello. Hi.
100%.
She's awesome.
But Brett was full steam ahead with the build,
Right.
which was awesome.
Our buddy who
because-
helped us build this, if any of
Yes.
you missed that
Yes.
detail.
He was full steam ahead with the build, and we had no idea about sprinters that you needed to take them to a dealership,
Right.
to like, or a sprinter specialty shop
Right.
to get anything done. So we were, messing around with getting some mobile diesel mechanics to come out who like had no idea what they were doing. They could not do a thing. And so we were thinking like maybe we could do the fuel pump ourselves and like, or maybe this random diesel mechanic can do it. And
We
like
kind of played with it for a couple of months.
exactly as
trying
the build was going on.
Trying little fixes.
Exactly.
And then at the end, when the build literally finished, we were like, all right, we gotta just suck it up.
Brett's aunt is
figure
like,
out
are you ever gonna get this?
yeah,
on my
figure out
property?"
what the hell's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Needs a new engine.
Yeah. So
Boom, right there.
we literally
All
had
new
to
engine.
pay $15,000.
Yeah.
$15,000.
12 to 15, somewhere absurd amount
Plus
of money.
$3,000 in labor.
Yeah, something
Or
like that.
So I think it altogether was $15,000.
That's probably right. And like
Dropped our
I mean,
entire life savings on that.
yeah. All of you, could fill the comments up justifiably calling us rookie, goofball,
Which we
green.
were.
But yeah, I'm saying like,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll like
Yeah.
your comment.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the cringe factor we're talking about because it's so easy to look back at yourself in a different phase and shake your head. But just like it's easy to do that to kids, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to look at your kids and just be like, you little goofballs. Like,
Yeah.
why are you doing that?
Yeah.
And like, of course the kid's a dumbass.
Yeah.
Like, they're a kid.
Yeah,
And like, of course we were
exactly.
dumbasses. We're kids.
Yeah.
We're still kids. But
Yeah.
like, you learn.
That was like the first vehicle we had ever bought from like non-friend or family.
Yeah. We were kids in a different way back
Yeah.
then. And that like we just didn't have, we only had 2 years out of the house, 1 year out of the house, really, probably
Yeah.
one. And like that was our biggest purchase of our life at that point.
Right.
So like just yeah, it's all part of it.
100%.
And the thing is like that almost became the van being this like hobbled along old boy who like should have gone to the junk store, should have gone should have been had one of those big damn. I saw a great Reddit video earlier today where this crane was dropping the magnet and smushing old cars. And I was like, that could have been Morrison.
No, Perry was definitely staring at like an $800 offer.
Yeah, he was thrilled to get anything from
Oh
us.
my goodness. Thrilled. And if he knew where
What
Morrison has
the
been.
places he's gone.
Bro.
It would blow Perry's mind.
It
I would
would.
love to. I thought about it because like I kind of wanted to just like I thought it's jokes, right? Who
Right.
wouldn't want to see their old car? But then I was just like, that's scammer ass. Never send him a text. You imagine if I like went and hunted down his number from 5 years ago and was
Yeah.
just like, by the way, Perry.
Yeah, because not only did we have to replace the engine, immediately we had to replace the alternator. A year later, we had to replace the transmission.
Yeah.
And
We've put a lot of money into this van.
I think we've replaced a door.
Yeah.
I think we
No,
replaced
we haven't replaced the door, but we should have. So, we have this patched together little guy.
Yes.
And for the next years and years and years, it has been a story of just making it work. Whether it was tons of like forking out tons of money and finding a way to find money because like we were gonna get on the road.
Right.
Or if it was we broke our axle in a Colombian, trampoline de la Muerte, the freaking trampoline of death road, and we have to like get some local guy to weld with kitchen instruments our fucking,
Yes.
axle back together.
Yes.
Like both of them are examples
Which,
of
by
just
the way,
making
we
it
did
work.
replace before we sold the van. Just letting everyone know.
Yeah, don't you guys worry.
When we
we
tell
put a
all
lot
the-
of money into this getting
all
sale
the
ready.
shit shows that this van has been through, this is not the current van that we sold
Right,
someone.
right.
We did not pull a Perry and
Ultimately,
swindle anyone.
ultimately, and this is another example of greenness. I already feel about
Mm.
this van that kind of how this ended.
Yeah.
We put quite a bit of money into it after South America.
Yeah.
And it ends up, I mean, we ended up selling someone a really valuable product for what they paid.
Yes.
Because like we got cash for it. We got more than we originally bought it for when it didn't have a damn engine that worked. So it's great. We
Right.
have, we didn't lose money on all those repairs.
Right.
And we're ready to
And we're not trying to make money on like our incredible experience.
No. We just
yeah.
we were doing it for the experience of the thing, not as
100%,
like
yeah.
some freaking investment or something.
Yeah.
Selling Morrison felt like we had to do it before we could step into the next thing.
It really felt like we've been cooking up our vision for the next phase of our life,
Yeah.
which we will get to in this video. So we'll get there. But I do think that like it didn't solidify for me until we sold the van, until we were driving home from finishing off that transaction and just being like, okay,
Right.
it's time for the next step.
Right,
It's time
right,
for the
right.
next phase.
Right. I will say that it by the time we sold it, the van definitely felt like baggage. But I think we have a really bad tendency in our conversations is like assuming that if something is negative right now for you, it's always been negative.
Yeah.
People do this with relationships, obviously, all the time.
100%,
If anyone ever gets divorced, it's
Yeah.
like, well, then that 30 years of time together
Yes.
was wasted. It's like,
Yeah.
who could ever think that?
Yeah.
You brought each other companionship and value and all these things. And it's like same thing for this van.
Yeah.
We needed to break up with the damn van.
Yes, we really
We needed to
did.
stop with the toxic
Yeah.
relationship that was
Yeah.
taking more energy than it was giving us. I mean, like, we're putting it like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
However, it was the best possible thing for us for
Yeah.
like 5 years. And I know I'm not a very sentimental person. I'm definitely an emotional guy, but I'm not sentimental. You are.
I
more
think
so.
I am. Yeah.
Of course
Especially
you are.
with something like that. It was like it felt like, I don't know. It was just crazy to like let an object that had been with us for so long
Right.
go. But yeah, anyways, we've been there. I've
You guys
done
want
that.
some watermelon?
I know this bowl of watermelon's just been chilling.
So now that is a little bit of the timeline of what's just happened here. And with a strong emphasis on, like, we're focusing on the beginning and the ending here, and there's 100,000 miles of adventure in the middle. That was like the best thing ever, right?
Right.
So thank you, Morrison. Thank you, buddy.
Huge shout out to Morrison.
Thank you, buddy. A lot of so many adventures, smoke sessions, friends crashing on the couch, meals cooked inside there that were just the best things ever. Opening the back doors out to the ocean.
And just like a new backyard almost every day.
Oh my God,
Incredible.
coolest thing ever.
Absolutely incredible.
Right. So I think that we are planning on this next one to do a little segment that we'll call "Shitting on Sprinters."
Right. Yeah, because we were naive
Right.
to buy this van.
Right. I will
But-
say a quick however here. However,
Yes. Okay.
I think that maybe we should do it more in the perspective of like sprinters can be great for some people,
100%.
but you should know a little bit. You should be a little more in the know.
Let's pull back the curtain on sprinters.
Pull back the curtain.
Yeah.
There's
I just mean
There's
that
just a little
people
man
don't
behind there,
talk about the whole picture
Right.
of sprinters.
That's very true.
People tend to talk about just the sexy parts.
Yeah, and there are
sprinters.
sexy parts.
There are.
Let me
I will
tell
say,
you.
sprinters are the sexiest.
Of the cargo vans.
I'm gonna put my foot down and
No,
say that.
I agree.
I think they're the sexiest for sure.
Yeah, and then on the other side, those I think it's like Nissan vans that are like objectively dope. Like I bet one will be dope to live in, but they look ridiculous. They look
You
like
think so? I think they look cool.
look like duck-billed platypus.
They do for sure, but they're like boxy and clean, and like
So what's the ultimate non-sexy van to you?
ProMaster. Sorry.
ProMasters. However, I mean, but
I know,
if
I'm
I
gonna
was
get a lot of
buying
hate for
right
that 'cause they're
now, I would
popular
buy a
now.
ProMaster, right?
Yeah,
So sex appeal is
because-
there for the sprinters.
Yeah, and like unfortunately, ProMasters just have like no sex appeal to
Yeah,
me.
ain't that the truth?
It could be a controversial thing. I don't think it is though.
Right.
But they are like much more affordable, easier to fix, a little bit more approachable and accessible than sprinters.
Right. But the big thing about a sprinter is why is there sex appeal, right? It's because it's a Mercedes vehicle.
Exactly.
You're buying a luxury vehicle. And you
Yes.
feel it every time you go in the damn... Look, if someone gives you wine, all right, bottles of wine when you leave the dealership
Yeah, which has happened to us.
after repair, well, my point was that's not a good thing.
Right.
It's a very bad thing.
You just paid like $2,000 for that wine.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that happened to us. That's happened to us.
More, I think it's happened more than once.
Yeah.
One time we got a couple good bottles, and I was like, "Damn, check it out! They hooked the bottles of wine up."
Yeah.
And it's like, "No,
like,
this was a 3,000 per
We
bottle."
are not rich enough for that service.
No. Yeah, I might argue that like there's not really. It's rarely justifiable. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're throwing in free bottles of wine, I think you're ripping somebody off.
I know. It's just, I think when people have a lot of disposable income, it's very easy for someone who is, putting together some kind of transaction for them to just get some more money.
No, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, and I'm
just
talking
not rich enough to get that.
Fellow people without disposable income, right?
Or that much disposable income.
Dude, I mean, like, we're talking to all people below. Look,
Yeah,
millennials and Gen Z own less than 5% of the national wealth, my love. No one our age has disposable income.
Exactly.
So we're talking to you.
Yeah.
Even if you're not our age, God bless you. But like, look, all you other homies who are trying to do this, a Mercedes is very expensive, and it's going to milk you the whole time.
Yes.
So like, you're never out of the woods.
Yes.
We were not paying a mortgage, but we were paying $2,000 a quarter, minimum of $4,000 a year, just in upkeep. Truly.
Yeah, literally.
Over the years that we had it.
You can't do your own oil change, so you
Right.
have to pay about $500. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
$500 for an oil
You
change.
can do your own oil change, but like realistically, everything about the Sprinter.
Yeah,
is
true. You
locked
can.
up.
There's like one blog post of one Sprinter couple. I think it's like Sprinter. I don't remember. Anyways, there's like one blog post I've seen floating around that's like, here's how to do an oil change on a Sprinter. But like, especially
can't get under the
if
hood.
it's a 2007 or newer,
Right.
you really, you're kind of taking a risk
Right.
if you're doing your own oil
Because
change.
as these cars get sexier,
Yeah.
as the computers get better, right? Like obviously you aren't getting down there with your Tesla, are you? And messing with it? Well, guess what? Like a Mercedes Sprinter isn't that far off when it comes to like
the
it's
computer
all the same
and-
computer that's running everything, and you
Yeah.
have to like have the technology to communicate with that computer. So all that to say, up in your rinky-dinky garage where you're trying to do some fixes, this ain't no old Ford Econoline.
no.
This is something you really need some high tech.
Because like I've had to, growing up, my family had a truck.
Right.
That it was like a Ford truck or whatever.
You were a truck girl when I first met you.
I was,
Right.
yeah.
Isn't it like a? How would you describe that color? It was like a seafoam.
It was like a seafoam. It was a really weird color.
Long truck.
Yeah. It was just a random old truck. But the engine went out and we had to replace the engine on it at one point. And I remember that it was only about $5,000, which is still a lot of money.
Y'all replace an engine in that old thing?
I know. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know about that call.
Yeah. Anyways, we replaced an engine.
I don't know about
in
our
it.
call. I mean,
Yeah. We replaced an engine, but it was $5,000. And like that, that's a blow for sure.
Right.
But it's nothing like $15,000.
No.
Or a transmission. We had to replace the transmission. It cost us $7,000.
It didn't at the time, but it cost us like $4,000.
It cost us $4,000. Oh, right. It was a surprise.
$3,000 or $4,000.
It was a surprise that it cost us less.
It's like $35,000.
But
The point being, okay,
very
all this to
expensive.
just tie it up all in a little bow is that Sprinters are constantly expensive.
Yes.
And the payoff that you get from them, I'm hard pressed to find it to be justified. Because like if you're buying a new Sprinter,
unless you really have the income for that.
well,
Unless you
yeah,
have the
but
money
that's
for
my
it.
point. If you're buying a new Sprinter and you want to go drop what $60,000 on a vehicle, am I right?
At least it might be.
Let's say $60,000.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
That's a whole different category of money.
Yeah.
To be able to invest, like you're no longer in the DIY van crew anymore.
Right.
You're buying a $60,000 Sprinter.
Yeah.
And if you buy a used one, you're going to deal with what we dealt with, which is like even if the van keeps running, because like once we got a good diesel engine in it, that engine's great.
Yeah.
It kept chugging.
Yeah,
It did
100%.
good by us.
It has so
But
much more life in it.
other things about the van kept breaking, and no matter how trivial they were all Mercedes prices.
And obviously, the newer you can go, the less true that's going to be. But with the last year of the blowing up of the van life movement, even used Sprinters are much more expensive.
That's right.
You're not going to get a decent used Sprinter. I mean, we've been looking because, again, we're continuing on with our journey of van life.
right,
So we
right.
have some news for you guys. But like, I've been researching vans recently. ProMasters, a decent used ProMaster, now 25 grand.
Really?
A decent used Sprinter, definitely over 30.
Yeah. See, okay, right there. That's a lot of money. So
And when we started, honestly,
Yeah.
you could get a decent used Sprinter for like 15.
I know.
15 to
Ain't that
20.
the truth. You really could 15.
Yeah.
Because we could have just forked up 15 and not had to replace an engine. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I think that's all that we have to say about shitting on Sprinters. They're good cars in some senses.
Yeah.
And in another sense, like this van drove us from Canada to Argentina. It drove us
Yes.
the entire Pan American Highway.
Yes.
We drove the
With a
entire
bunch
last
of
year
power.
in South
We're going
America.
Up hills and
That's right.
yeah.
Through mountain passes,
Yes.
dirt roads,
Yes.
getting stuck.
And it got us.
Sprinters
Got
could
us where
do
I
it,
needed to
and
go.
not everything could do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the thing about a ProMaster is it's really low to the ground. So, you know, I've heard people with ProMasters have issues with like, you just can't even do, like we were able to do like a little bit of off-roading, you know, go on the grass or something like that. And even with the ProMaster, I've heard that can be fairly challenging.
Yeah.
Or like there's less power in it. And so you can't, you know, punch up those hills like we could
Right.
and that kind of thing. So there's pros and cons to both.
grass is
honestly.
always greener.
100%.
So there's definitely a place for Sprinters. However, now that we've sold one, we are not going to be buying one again.
Right.
We've been only in the Sprinter business so far. We've built out a bunch of Sprinters. We've lived in Sprinters for years.
Mm-hmm.
Our friends have Sprinters, etc. But we are changing gears.
Yes.
Basically, we just want to continue to dive deeper into reusing old things
Yeah.
and repurposing old things. And that's what we did with this Sprinter, but it's very challenging to do that long term with Sprinters, like we've shared with you.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is start to invest in smaller vehicles for short-term, or a smaller vehicle to start for short-term travel for us, and also for having other people use.
Yeah.
And do it in vans that we can work on. Do it in
Yeah.
like something like an Ford Econoline. We haven't made a final decision,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't know, am I representing that right? Like,
Yeah, 100%. So, well, let's talk about what our vision is for like.
yeah, maybe
what kind of
maybe
our-
we should tee that up a little more.
Yeah. Let's pull back a little bit
Right.
and I want to share kind of what our next chapter, what our vision for our next chapter is, and it has a lot to do with this channel and van life.
Right.
So, this is what we are trying to do at this point.
Gearing up to do.
Gearing up to do, exactly. We want to basically have a van, what would you call a crew of van rentals, a fleet.
Right.
We want to have a fleet of vans, and we are going to throw them up on Outdoorsy and basically rent them out to anybody who wants to
That's right.
try out van life
Exactly.
for a weekend to 2 weeks or even a month or whatever.
Exactly.
And van life gave us such an incredible
Perspective on the world.
perspective on the world. And I've heard people even who are able to do a week of van life by
Yeah.
renting out a van from a company, and like it will have the same fundamental shifts.
Impact. Yeah,
in-
absolutely.
in
It
how you
opens up
see-
your
uh-huh.
you have tons of new horizons that you never
Yeah.
had before.
Maybe for the first time, for me, it definitely was. You're living with the cycle of the sun.
Yeah.
You're living outside every day.
You're connected with the resources
100%.
you're using.
You're
Absolutely.
connecting with people that are also living outside
Right.
and living
Yes.
nomadically. And it just really causes a shift, I feel like, in
Yes.
how you see the world, how you, use your resources
Yep.
and that kind of thing. And
Yes.
so we are obviously going to be staying at home. We're still
We're
in
here
Austin.
with family,
We're
right?
not going to be traveling full
Full-time.
time, but we definitely will be able, having some vans around will give us the opportunity to
Oh, we're gonna be traveling.
stay
for
plugged
sure.
into van life for sure. But
basically, it's moving for us and where we are in our life right now. I would say it's moving just beyond just experiences of travel because there's limitation in that.
Yeah.
And that it's incredible. You're learning new things all the time. You're meeting new people. It's so fun. But you just invest in a space less. You invest in your health less. You invest less in these long-term things.
100%.
And for a while, there's this weird thing in the van life community of evaluating how real a van lifer was. Are you living full time? Super silly. And because
Yes.
for 4 full years, we were real van lifers and that we lived every single day. We didn't have a residency.
Yeah,
Every day
exactly.
was out of our van.
Yeah.
But the times where we have spent time at home and then gone and traveled some more has been some of the healthiest times where we've actually enjoyed the travel.
Yes.
Why in the world should we expect people to, be a real van lifer or not. Or come on.
Yeah.
Everyone should be more connected with the resources they use.
Yes.
Everyone should be have the opportunity to travel more if they want to.
Yeah.
Like all these, we should have more doors open for people.
Exactly.
So we're hoping to start converting multiple vans for far less money.
Yes.
To be frank, we're sick of paying the Mercedes prices, and more importantly, we want to keep old vehicles going, and we want to stay within this world of van life and continue to open up these experiences for people and share about experiences of living on the road. So hopefully, a bunch of y'all within the next coming months can come hang out with us, get a little hug around your necks, get a little.
Van life.
Maybe a bottle of wine.
Experience.
Maybe we'll pull that.
Whoa. So the other thing that I'm really excited about with this is obviously the main focus of our life, I think, is really going to be diving into starting this new business and running that and that kind of thing. So we're going to be making content on this channel more minimally, I would say. But we're going to be obviously making content about building these vans and hopefully also about things to do around Texas. So if you're renting out these vans, kind of different cool things to check out.
Right.
And besides, we want to check out different things in Texas that we haven't been able to do.
Oh yeah,
also.
This is going to become open up every single week for us of new things to go experience, new things to check out.
Exactly. So that's going to be really exciting.
Open up the whole region for...
Yeah, exactly. But then the other thing that I'm really excited about is because we're going to be doing this at a lower price point, our budget for the actual van itself, I would say is probably $7,000 to $10,000.
Higher than my budget.
Oh, really?
I want to do the van and the conversion for 10 to 12.
Yeah.
And more than 12.
I think that might be doable because the other thing I'm super excited about. Hopefully this will work. I don't know. We'll see. And if you guys have dabbled in this before, let me know because I'm looking for some resources and information. But I would love to basically round up free wood, all the free and cheap wood that's on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, all these random barns or whatever that full of stuff that people don't want anymore.
Round those suckers up.
Get all that and use those materials to build a lot of the van.
I like it.
So then we're not only reusing an old vehicle, we're reusing old materials, and obviously we're gonna put them through if we're not gonna be using any bug-filled wood or anything like that. It's not going to be disgusting. It's not going to be dank. Don't worry.
We're going to be... no one was thinking we're going to have termite wood we're using.
I just want to make sure.
I'm so excited for a different style of build.
Yeah.
I mean, after a lot of Sprinter builds, having to build out the whole house like that.
Yeah.
These vehicles are going to be way more compact and way more manageable.
Yes.
And basically just hitting people's... 4-day necessities, which is going to be a challenge for us. And hopefully we can just share ideas because I'm sure a lot of you guys are working with more limited vehicles and more limited budgets and want to get out on the road. And maybe you have a little Highlander or maybe you have a minivan.
Yeah.
Guess what? Those things can be just as good for van life, if
100%.
not freaking better than a Sprinter.
Yeah, 100%.
And you could spend, $1,000 whipping them into shape. So that is so much more interesting to me than paying another $10,000 to repair a fucking van.
Yes, exactly.
I would way rather buy some old vans, get some old used materials, get them running. And again, of course, so you guys also, ask how we make money and everything. We want long-term ways to support ourselves. And nothing sounds more fulfilling to me than being able to share experiences with people and talk about those experiences, and you know what I mean?
100%.
That sounds like a fun way to
and just sharing space, continuing to share space with people, but from Austin, because this is our home now. Yeah, this is where we're staying most of the time.
We love it here,
and I'm super excited about it.
I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
We really got what I'm so grateful to Morrison, to you, to all of you. Without all of that, and to many more people, we could have never done this trip. We could have never done this trip without the van, and we could have never done this trip without viewers, without all of you guys, giving us tips, encouragement, and support, and all of it. So, as we end this chapter here,
and begin a new one.
Well, I think we're a year into a new one.
Yeah,
part of it has just been to figure out what we needed for the future. We had to take a step away because you guys could probably understand this. Once you get something going with something like YouTube, people expect a certain thing from you that they're familiar with. Just like I do when I watch all my other favorite YouTubers. No matter who I'm watching, I kind of go expecting something. And being the creator, it's easy to get in the place where your life sort of revolves around reproducing content that's expected or trying to find old magic or something.
And feeling compelled to share similar things that you were sharing before.
Yeah.
And I think that
even if it wasn't healthy that you were ever oversharing like that.
I think that's right, exactly. I think I think we'll get into this in future sit down podcast episodes, but I definitely I'm looking back on the years where I was really coming into my own and growing up and finding my identity, and both of us finding like our, solidness in our relationship, and to be doing that with comments coming in. It's not even just doing it in front of people, because there were a lot of positive people, obviously.
Oh yeah,
and
most of the people physically in our life were overwhelmingly
100%, and it was introduced. It like opened up so much for us. So I have absolutely no regrets about it. But I do look back and think, oh wow, some of that that constant feedback and like overwhelming amount of feedback, even in our small corner of the internet.
Maybe even if it was true, even if it had elements of truth, even 100%. If it doesn't matter.
It was just like a lot for me to be kind of figuring myself out while getting so much feedback.
Yes, I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah. I think that you could say it's very difficult to be self-reflective when you're having
like on the defense sometimes.
No, more than that, when you're just having a version of you reflected back at yourself all the time. It's like you start to get to know yourself in a sense through the perception of you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So like the real you, the real me doesn't feel like, at that point, the things we're trying to do or going to be, it feels like this thing that is expected of us. Like that's the real us. We just need to recapture that real us. So anyways, we'll talk about this a lot deeper. We don't need to go down a rabbit hole of this.
That's true.
But this just means we got a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, 100%.
But we needed a lot of time off for ourselves.
Yes.
I mean, that's literally all there is to it. It's been so good. It's so healthy. And we're like, so just in such a good place after all of it.
Yeah.
And excited to come back maybe with some more groundedness and some more maturity and stability within our own emotions. That like now there's so many positive, incredible benefits of connecting with this community and all of you who choose to share time with us. And I'm so eager to dive back into that and back into some of those, dive just back into community.
Yeah.
And now that maybe we won't be blown about quite as much.
100%. Yeah, I think we both are really solid in ourselves now.
And have
solid
better
in
understandings
each
of what's
other. And
for us.
exactly. And exactly. We know what our boundaries are. Right. We know, and it's not that like we're going to be like, oh my God, you guys are intruding on us. Like, that's not.
No, it's not that at all. It's all, this is us,
exactly,
right? I mean,
it's everything that we decided to share, like we now know what we are comfortable sharing. And that's really, it feels really good.
No, for
sure.
Really healthy. Yeah. It's all, there's no template for any of this,
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing about it. But anyways, all of that to say, there's a big chapter that just wrapped up.
Yeah.
But for us, it really wrapped up last May. It really wrapped up when we had to come home from Argentina, when we had to ship the van back. So this is something that we're tremendously excited about. And it's all it's healthy decisions. It's evolution. It's like shedding skin is how you described it. It's
exactly.
Moving forward with a vision you couldn't have had without the last stage.
100%.
We couldn't have any of the things that we are interested in and involved in and passionate about and putting our energy into right now, whether it's like facilitating van life experiences for people moving forward, or facilitating safe spaces for people where we have sustainable resources and just places to land and, meeting travelers, all these things, like whatever it evolves into. And as it evolves, it's like, it's all informed by the travel. It's 100%. All informed by this community and the experiences that we've shared here. Yeah. And so people might perceive leaving van life as like van life there's a problem with it or it didn't work for us, when like it literally is the best decision we've ever made.
Yes.
And it changes in ways we can't even describe over 5 years. And it was a chapter.
Yes.
For some people it might not. Who knows? Some people live their life different than us. I don't freaking know.
Yeah.
Some people might do it for 60 years. I don't freaking know.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. I mean, God, good on you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Some people think it's crazy to do it for a week. I don't freaking know. Right? Who cares? It was great for us for like the last chapter, and this new chapter, holds a little more nuance. I don't know.
Exactly. It's just going to be different, and it's going to be informed by all the lessons that we got to learn.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, there you go. All right. Memoriam for Morrison.
I keep thinking I should do like a moment of silence, but no, he's living on.
He's doing
He's
great.
totally living on. With people who are much more equipped to take care of him too.
Yes. Yes. So shout out to Morrison. We had some unbelievable times. And we are actively on the hunt already for a much smaller van. If you so happen to have something like a Ford Econoline or something chill in your own backyard, you want to move on, hit us up. You know where we are.
That is so true.
Imagine how cool would that be?
100%.
That'd be a little kill two birds with one stone.
It really would.
Y'all want to save us some time from having to freaking creep through an auction or Craigslist or something?
Yeah. And you know our budget, so if it's what you're looking for.
Don't hit us up. Try to get more money. You know our budget. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding in the least, actually. Yeah. But we'll be buying a van very soon. We are actively looking right now that we've moved on from the old boy, and just so thrilled to be jumping into a new build. And more importantly, we're going to be doing more long-form conversations like this moving forward. So,
At least for like a few more episodes. But if you guys really
we got more things to talk about.
Yeah.
Right?
If you guys really like these, let us know.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll keep doing this.
It'll make us feel good.
Yeah, that's true.
Mona.
If you like me talking about myself, I could do that all day.
Yeah. Well, we have 3 more we know we're going to plan. We already have planned to talk about, because there are some more things on our chest. But today, I think we've done pretty well by Morrison.
Yeah, I think so.
He's a good old boy.
Yeah.
A lot of incredible times. He's cost us a pretty penny. There you have it. Morrison, we had him 2016 to 2021, right? You could have a little
plaque.
Love him. Thank you, brother, for all the incredible times.
And if
Thank you, Morrison.
you guys want to show your appreciation for Morrison, it would honestly mean the world for me if you just like hit Morrison up with a little like love and shout out in the comments.
Right. Get nostalgic with us.
Oh, yes.
Legend and the best times ever. The absolute best times.
Yeah.
So incredible stuff. And the journey continues, obviously.
Yeah.
Doesn't it for all of us?
Thank you guys so much for all of your continued support throughout the years.
Absolutely.
And if you're still watching at the end of this video, thanks for still watching.
You're a real one.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.